Hiawatha Trail. Here's some things that you need to know, but first, what is the Hiawatha Trail?
So the Hiawatha Trail is a trail really close to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Well, it's actually about an hour and 15 minutes from Coeur d'Alene. And it is an old railroad train track. So they have converted this train track into a bike trail. Mm-hmm. And it's awesome. It's a very gradual downhill, super smooth trail. But the cool thing about this trail is you get to go through 10 tunnels and 7 trestle bridges. So it's really unique. And the first tunnel you go through is
right at the beginning.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. That first tunnel is 1.7 miles. So
for a minute, it feels like it's not going to end. It's a long tunnel. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you were in the dark for a good amount of time. Mm-hmm. And so you want to make sure you have a flashlight first off for your bike. Make sure that you have some kind of light to your bike.
Now this first tunnel that she's talking about, this one tended to be a little wet inside.
Oh yeah.
And so there was some water dripping from the top somewhere, and so it was a little bit muddy. And I think that is probably always like that. I'm guessing. So.
It's pretty muddy. Like actually, when we went to rent our bikes, they were super muddy, and we were like, "Don't they clean their bikes?"
Like, geez,
but literally,
clean your bikes, guys.
But right when you get on the trail, you get muddy. So I can
Right.
kind of see why they're really not worried about cleaning them, because right when the first part of the trail is the tunnel, and you go through the tunnel and everybody's muddy. So that's something you want to plan on too. Plan on wearing clothes that you don't care if they get muddy, because
and it's going to be right on your lower back and your behind where all the mud's going to hit. So, but pretty much everyone's going to have a mud stain on their rear side.
Yeah, actually, I think my little girl, she probably would have loved it if I would have brought her a garbage bag to put over her clothes, because she was that like ruined it for her, that she had mud all over her back and bum. So there you go. Get a plastic bag if you have a cute little girl.
Or just wear something. It doesn't matter. Just it'll dry out and you can brush off most of it and you'll be fine. So
yeah. So that, and then what else we want to talk about? Oh, something really cool about this trail too is there's restrooms the whole way down. So the trail's about 15 to 17 miles, and it's all like you're pretty much coasting downhill. So it's very easy. Doesn't matter what scalable you are.
Extremely easy trail.
Yeah, unless you're going to go back up the trail. You can go back up the trail, or you can take a shuttle that will take you back up the trail as well, so you don't have to go back up. You can just go down and then take the shuttle up, or you can ride back up as well. And we'll talk about pricing and everything here in a minute. But so there's restrooms, and there's also water coolers all along the way, so you can fill up your water bottles and all that, so you don't have to worry about bringing so much water. I think it was definitely a good idea to take lunch. We took lunch with us, and it was fun to eat lunch up there.
Yeah, if you have kids, it's going to take a little bit longer. Little kids, and so it's definitely good to have some snacks and lunch. Yeah, and I think we had water.
They're like our kids. Our kids want a snack every 2 seconds.
I think they're asking right at the beginning.
When are we going to stop for a snack? When's it lunchtime? But but everybody enjoyed the trail.
Yeah, I thought what was cool too. They have they still have the, what do you call them? The railroad ties. There was some big piles, I guess, of the old railroad ties. So you can see kind of remains of it.
It was just really cool, unique experience. Let's tell a little bit about the pricing for it.
Yeah.
So to go on the Hiawatha Trail, you have to pay for a trail pass. So a trail pass is the only thing that you have to pay for. And the trail pass, I'm going to read on my notes so I don't forget to tell you guys the right pricing here. So the trail pass for an adult was $13, and for a kid, it's $9. So you can literally, if you have your own bikes and all that, that's all that you have to pay for. Unless you don't want to ride back up. If you don't want to ride back up the trail, then you need to pay for a shuttle pass. And the shuttle pass was $12 for an adult and $8 for a kid.
$25 if you're per person if you're doing the shuttle and then your bike pass.
And you have your own bike. Yeah.
And you have your own bike.
Yeah. So it's not too bad. We had to rent one bike, and we also had to rent what's it called? A trailer and
a tag-along thing, and we had a chariot trailer behind. So
so bike rentals were $35 or $40 depending on the bike, and then we paid $28 for the chariot, and I think it was $25 for the tag-along. So, but yeah, they have everything right there at the ski lodge. That was from Lookout Pass Ski Resort, and that's actually who owns the trail. And so, or who runs the trail, I guess. And so you can rent everything right there. You can also get the lights for your bikes. They're $8 for a light. So if you have a flashlight that you can somehow hook to your bike or hook somewhere on you, you could just bring a flashlight as well. But you can rent them for $8 there at the lookout past Ski Lodge. And you can also make a reservation, and they charge extra for this, but they'll actually take your bikes up to the top of the trail as well.
Yeah, because the trail where you actually ride from and the bike rental place, they were what?
It was about 5 miles away.
5 miles away. I mean, it's like 10 minutes or something to drive. Once we got the bikes, we put them in the back of the truck and drove to the trail. So
yeah, so you actually have to have a way to get them to the trail.
A way to transport your bikes. So
yeah, they do give you, the bike rack, they will let you have a loaner bike rack, and they don't charge for that if you have a truck or something to hook it onto, or you have a hitch. But if not, then you would need to pay for them to take bikes up there for you. And one other thing that we wanted to mention is some people I know are freaked out of the dark, and like being in a dark confined tunnel for a mile or like almost 2 miles might be a little bit out of your comfort zone. If that's the case, you can start the trail right after you get out of the tunnel. They have another way to start the trail. So if that's, because all the other tunnels were very short, you could almost see the end of the tunnel on all the other ones. There wasn't another really long tunnel.
Yeah. I mean, if you're in a group and everyone has flashlights, I didn't think it was that bad at all. I mean, we had several flashlights, and then when we first started, there was people that were not in our group that also had flashlights, so it kind of lit up the tunnel a little bit. I didn't think it was that bad.
No, I wasn't scared at all, but that kind of stuff doesn't, my kids weren't scared. But if you are scared of that sort of thing, they do have that as an option. So, or if you don't want to get muddy as well. So,
that's part of the fun.
Yeah, I thought it was really fun. Oh, if you are planning on going, so if you have to get bike rentals, you can do everything online, and you can do it online at, let me see, what was the website? ridethehiawatha.com. And so you can go there and rent. We did our bike rentals there. We did all of our trail passes and everything, and then we just had to go to the Lookout ski resort to pick everything up.
Yep.
And it's kind of a long wait. It's busy, so make sure that you plan enough time for that.
There could be lines there for sure.
Yeah, and we got there early, like almost right when they opened.
Wasn't it midweek too?
In the middle of the week.
So it's a popular place, and so just plan on getting there early and it being most of your day.
Yeah, and it's open from 8 in the morning until 5 at night, and that's Pacific Standard Time. And so you can ride if you have the shuttle pass and the trail pass, you can ride it all day long if you want to.
Yeah.
It took us a long time with the kids to do it, but if it was just Logan and I, we said we would probably for sure do it.
Easily done it 2 times.
Yeah, especially if you're going to ride up and back down again. If you don't have to wait for the shuttle, I think you could get quite a few times in. Let's see. Let me adjust the camera a little bit. It's kind of moving. I think, did we cover everything that we wanted to? Oh, we were going to let you know they do sell snacks there as well if you don't bring a lunch. So they have snacks at the beginning and the end of the ride. And you might want a jacket. Inside that first tunnel, it's cold. And you're in there for a wait. I mean, it's quite a while.
Kind of reminds me of like that when you go to Costco and you go in the room where they keep the stuff cold. It's cold.
It's like going into a fridge room for sure.
Yeah, fridge room. So it's cold, and then you get out, and then it's chilly.
Let's see. I think we covered. Oh, you can buy tickets also. If you don't get tickets online, you can buy them at the first of the trail. If you're not renting bikes or you don't need anything like that, you can buy them at the first of the trail, which is Taft Trailhead or Pearson Trailhead. They both sell. That's the bottom. And so you can buy tickets at either of those places as well if you don't need to rent anything. And
parking. I remember parking was pretty decent. I mean, you're not going to take your trailer up there if you have one, but there's plenty of parking. It was kind of a one-way, wide road. Everyone parked one direction, and then you had to go out the same way. But it was good.
Yeah, seriously, definitely go check this out because I think it's so unique, and it was super cool that we could go with our kids because we loved a mountain bike, but a lot of times we can't take our kids, so it was fun for them to have an experience that was enjoyable for them because they were.
Yeah.
It was.
And we had we have a 5-year-old that could have biked it. We had him in a tag along behind us, which is probably good because he would have been slow, but he totally could have ridden it and been just fine.
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't even think he would have been slower than the rest of us, just because you want to check everything out because it's so beautiful the whole way down. So anything else?
So make sure you go to it, and then camping. Should we talk about kind of where we stayed?
Oh yeah, there is some free camping.
So there's a couple options. So if you're staying if you have an RV, we personally stayed at a place called Rose Park Access. It wasn't a campground, it was just a free place to park the motorhome or our fifth wheel. So on the map I'll show you, but Rose Park, it wasn't super level.
Rose Lake. Yeah.
Sorry, Rose Lake.
Yeah.
It wasn't super level, but up higher. I'll show you where we were. It was level. So that's where we stayed. 100% dry camping. Obviously, no hookups.
There are a lot of mosquitoes. We will warn you.
There was one night where it was pretty bad, the mosquitoes.
But Rose Lake is beautiful too. Just to walk down to the lake right there. You don't want to swim in it, but it's definitely a beautiful view. We'll show you that.
And there's also the Trail of Coeur d'Alene bike trail, which was really close to that as well. So there's some other things you can do. There's also a place called $50,000 Silver. I guess it's a casino. Has some free parking, so you can stay the night there and then drive up to the Hiawatha Trail. That's another option. So I'm sure there's probably some pay-for parks as well, but there's a couple free options because I don't know that there was right by Hiawatha. I don't think there's anything really else to do. So you want to do that and maybe move on. So maybe just find a nice free place to stay, hit it, and then move on.
Yeah, and the Rose Lake place that he was talking about, that is, it really was about 30 minutes from Coeur d'Alene as well.
Yep.
So 30 minutes from Coeur d'Alene, 40 minutes from Hiawatha. It was kind of a good in-between if you do want some free camping.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. So that's what we did, and we give it a Sunday thumbs up.
Definitely.
It was very easy. You're not ever getting your breath up. It's very
your
casual.
heart rate, your breath might go up, but your heart rate doesn't.
Your breath might go up, but I guess your heart rate.
I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh, let's go. Hiawatha Trail.
Is Hiawatha Trail.
So, we're going to teach y'all about Hiawatha Trail and why you should go check it out.
Free camping. Oh my gosh, stop.